Hello, let me check in with the first three chapters of Miranda July's The First Bad Man, 2015 debut novel by a filmmaker, author who's known for her very quirky stuff. I think I've actually seen a Miranda July movie. I've just heard them talked about, and I can see this being okay, okay. Cheryl has uh, thinks she has a globulus, a permanent lump in her throat that may or may not actually be there. She gets recommended to a kind of doctor who says in the middle of the thing when she starts to explain what she is, he says, "I'm a doctor," which she goes, I don't know, an actual doctor would actually feel it necessary to say, "I'm a doctor." Um, she gets foisted upon by what I think is a kind of real looker of a young woman, spoiled brat, horrible person, by her bosses, who think that, it goes without saying, you're sort of one of the family. It's like, am I? She works at a exercise place, which is kind of, it's combination exercise place versus exercise place, also um, self defense, like it's self defense exercise kind of thing, where various different scenarios of like of assault, getting you know verbally assaulted, gang rape, and stuff like that, or taking you through all this stuff with guys in big puffed up kind of bobblehead kind of attacker guys, and um, it's just permanently awkward. Cheryl is someone seems to be caught in a whole bunch of different kind of feedback loops of her own kind of inward psychology. Um, yeah, yeah, and July is really good at kind of capturing just kind of that kind of feeling of just being inward and inward and inward and inward and inward in yourself, which um, I would think sometimes if I had turned a different path, I could have like been kind of like this person, one of these people. Though she also has stuff where she's convinced that various babies she sees that are going to be her lost love, who she has a deep, deep connection to, like was my husband, and now is maybe because I'm getting older is my son. Um, she has a bizarre relationship with Richard, um, who wants to make confession, and it's like is basically, you get the sense, is like, well, I don't know, it's pedophile or whatever, but basically, yeah, he's like an older man who's having a relationship with, not having a relationship, I don't know what you call it, it's an abusive whatever, with like a 16-year-old girl. That he's finally at the end, he's like, he tells her about this and says, "Now I've told her all about you and how you're a great, strong feminist, and that you'll that we want your blessing for the relationship." It's just like, okay, and this is just the start. You can tell we were just warming up on all this stuff, but so far so really awkward and good. She's she gets in a kind of confrontation with the ornery young woman, who says, like, "I'm laughing at you." She's like really mean to Cheryl, and Cheryl's like, "Yes, I'm terrible. I'm, and submit, kind of like down. It's like, oh, this is just going to be turned into one of like a horrible relationship this way. So yeah, that's the first little bit of The First Bad Man by Miranda July. I feel like it's going to be that kind of horrible, sensitive, cringy, people not really operating, or operating so differently that it just seems that it's recognizable, like like neuroatypical, but also um, just off kilter, and I think in a way that maybe comes from pain, which is different than just being like quirky to be like, oh, we're quirky and we sail through life. No, this is like I'm fucking quirky, and life can be an agony, if you know what I mean. There's a difference between the two. I don't really like the laughing haha quirky because it seems to actually be making light of people who really have difficulty navigating their way through life, as I guess I would identify myself of sometimes just having troubles navigating my way through life. All right, I will leave it there. More videos later.